So it is the morning. Today's the day we are going back to Arizona.
To California?
Yeah, California. Clearly I'm still not awake. And so, yeah, we're pretty much all packed. We've all showered, eaten. Well, I don't eat breakfast, so Ben and Charlie ate. We've checked out of the hotel, and we have hit the road, and we are now on our way back to California. First stop, the Quartzsite Arizona Supercharger. So we are here at the Quartzsite Arizona Supercharger. Ben and Charlie have gone inside to maybe get some food and just use the restroom and kind of rest up. It took us about 2 hours to get from our hotel in Tempe out to Supercharger here in Quartzsite, Arizona. So one of the things that Charlie was asking was, you know, how expensive do these cars run, especially, you know, with the interest of the Model 3s coming out pretty soon. When I was deciding to purchase the car, one of the things I looked at was the 5-year total true cost of ownership. And one of the things I tell a lot of people that ask me, this car is actually not as expensive as it may seem, especially if you are someone who maybe drives a lot, maybe has a long commute to and from work. And the biggest part of that is all the savings you're going to be getting from not having to buy gas. So for me personally, I used to have a pretty long commute. I used to live in Irvine, used to work in Torrance. And that was, you know, and I was going back to school too for my master's degree. And so I would be spending, you know, anywhere from $400 to $500 a month on gas. If we're looking at a $70,000 base price for a Model S, over, let's say, $500 a month in gas per year, that's $6,000, and over 5 years, that's $30,000. So 70 minus 30 gets us down to $40,000. And then at the time I purchased it, there was a $7,500 federal tax credit, as well as a $2,500 state credit for the state of California. So that knocks off another $10,000. And this car also has virtually no maintenance. All right, that gets us down to still $30,000 as effective price. Yeah, now some of you might be thinking, what if you charge at home? Won't your electric bill go up? And the answer is yes. Maybe will your car insurance go up? And, you know, a little bit, those things did go up a little bit. You know, I think my insurance was surprisingly not too much more expensive. It was only about $200 more a year for me. So let's say over 5 years, that's $1,000, and then my electric bill goes up about $80 a month, $960 a year. Let's round up $1,000 a year over 5 years, $5,000. So, still, you know, we're looking at basically. I lost track here, but the effective price is I think about $35,000, $36,000, which is very comparable. It's very comparable to an entry-level Lexus or BMW 3 Series if you purchase it new, and that's only over a 5-year course of ownership. If you keep this car longer than that, then the savings actually become even greater. And again, the single biggest thing is the savings you get from gas. That is about $6,000 a year in savings. Okay, if we factor in the cost of electricity, that net savings is only about $5,000 a year. But that's is still very significant. All right, we are all charged up. Next stop, Indio, California. So we are here at the Indio Supercharger, and it's actually a full house. Every single stall is occupied. Alright, so
That is Model 3.
that is my personal first sighting of a Model 3. Pretty cool.
$35,000.
Woo!
Oh, this is it.
Interesting. Okay, so I don't know if you just saw, but the auto steer or autopilot when I just tried to engage it, the message on the cluster said it was restricted on this road at 60 miles per hour, which is only 5 miles per hour over the speed limit. So the backstory to that is that when Tesla originally came out with autopilot, it was completely unrestricted. You could use it anywhere you wanted, even though its intended purpose was to be only used on the freeways, I think. So over time, Tesla released the software updates, putting additional restrictions on it, and that is one of those restrictions. So I guess on certain types of roads, like 2-lane roads or something, freeways with no dividers, then they specifically limit the speed of autopilot to, I think, 5 miles over the speed limit. So I guess that's kind of a good safety measure just to make sure people don't abuse it. But yeah, that's interesting. That's the first time I've ever seen that.
So if
do
you
this.
look at the
Yeah.
sand here, it isn't actually sand. You know what it is?
Wait, so if we look at the sand, it's not actually sand. What is it?
The dead fish bones.
Oh! What the heck? Ben, what was the story again behind the Salton Sea?
Oh, in 1905 it was formed by accident because engineers were trying to divert water from the Colorado River into the Imperial Valley. But then what happened is a lot of that water started leaking out, and then it formed this body of water. It became a major resort area all the way up until the 70s when the waste from the water the farmers were using, the agricultural runoff, would enter into the Salton Sea. And being that there's no runoff for the sea, just everything that goes in stays in.
Okay.
And so as a result, a lot of the species that were living in it started dying.
Okay. Interesting.
And so then now there are tilapia that are able to live there, but then they die because of botulism poisoning. And then they turn into plankton,
Okay.
which the seagulls eat. But then the seagulls die from botulism poisoning. And then there's a...
Wow.
So pretty much, yeah, everything...
Salton Sea, Salvation Mountain. We are now headed home, but first we just got to make one last stop at the Indio Supercharger. Fortunately, we won't have to wait there for too long. We won't have to charge there for too long. We have about 70 miles right now, and it's only 120 or so back to Orange County. So charge up for probably about 10 or 15 minutes or so, and then we'll be on our way. Alright, so we have just made it home. Oh, super long drive. Feels really nice to be home. Yeah, pretty much done. So with that, road trip comes to an end. Hope you guys enjoyed. And until next time.